Hey everybody, it's Angie from Color Tree Creations. Welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time stopping in, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you see. So I did not participate in the No Buy January because the very first day of January I went on eBay and found this little lovely package, and as you can see, nothing is sticking like it should. That's my fault. I got paper and some other things on my sticky double tape, but that's okay because I'm going to put these in a folder, one of those plastic folders. But now I can't get it out because it's stuck to the plastic. The plastic sticks so much better. Anyway, so I guess I'll just rip it since I'm going to put it in the plastic folder. This is from Cuttlebug, the Cricut brand. But the thing is, I use a big shot. I just use it the same way you do Thinlits, and it works just fine. Alright, well, it's not cooperating, so I'll just chop around getting this out. This is called Lost and Found Objects, and I have here everything in this kit. There is a ticket. Now with this, if you use, like, I use file folder for a lot of things because it's cheap and, well, because it's easy to work with, because it's cheap. But like, if I'm just making some tickets on random paper, I'll back it with file folder. So I have to, make one of the file folder, one of the, say like if I was going to do a book page ticket. Anyway, you might want to sandwich them together if you're looking for the embossing on this, because it does not, there is no raised groove or anything. It's for the embossing part on that. So there is a ticket, and there is a cameo, and a bow. I'm sorry guys, I've been dealing with a cold and I sound like crap. Anyway, a lock, a key, a thimble, a pair of scissors, 2 stamps. This one cuts out 1 inch exactly, and I think this one's like 1 1/4 inches. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons, a gear, or to me it also kind of looks like a ship's wheel, a pocket watch, and finally a bird cage. And it's not a giant one, it's page size. You could use it as a page embellishment. So I like the way that these cut. I've never used Cricut brand anything before. As you can see, I've already been playing around with the faux rust, and I'm really liking the way this came out. I still have to get the glue, my last coat of glue, because I just slopped it on. I was in a hurry. Alright, so this is what it looks like. You can see a little bit of some indentations from this open spot right here. Up here, I don't know if you can catch it in the light. It's just very slight. And this is packaging, so it's paperboard or thin chipboard. So we have some of those, and then I did 2 at a time, hoping to get some more raised relief from these areas that we're supposed to, because it says cut and emboss somewhere on here. 16 assorted cut and emboss dies. Yeah, it doesn't emboss very well, but that's okay. I just really wanted the shapes anyway. I was hoping for a little extra texture with the keys, so I put 2 of those together. I can get them. If I can get them here. You can see a little bit of the raised indentation from the oval. And there's a little bit on the crossed areas here and a little bit on the end. And I already used another pair of scissors and something, but this one turned out pretty good when it was doubled. I've got glue on my fingers. But there's the scissors. And here is the cameo, and it's beautiful. And you also get a silhouette of a lady. So you can still do other things with that. So that turns out pretty neat. There's a plain bird cage. There's another cameo. Alright, here are some of the, here's the gear, or the ship's captain wheel. I don't know, it could be used either way. And here's the two, so you can kind of see a little bit of a raised surface. I hope you can see that. You can feel it. Oh my gosh. My kids are watching AFV in the other room, if you can hear that. If you can't, praise the Lord, hallelujah, because oh my gosh, they've been giggling for like an hour. They're doing what they call a try not to laugh challenge, where they watch the funniest things that they can find and try not to laugh. As you can see, they're not winning. Anyway, here's the ticket. I'm not real thrilled with this. I guess it would look better if it was backed on a piece of paper or something. I've got scrap paper over here. Maybe a darker color or something. I don't know. It's okay. I mainly bought it for this. Here's a thicker chipboard, thin chipboard piece. And you can see a little bit more of the relief from the key. And then here's a thicker piece. See how this has more details on the watch? It's got the 3 little nibs and stuff. I like how that one turned out. Here's the thimble. And it's supposed to emboss those little holes. And it doesn't unless you use a thick piece or a double layer there. You can see it kind of there, I hope. I thought about, you know, inking them up a little bit, but I might not use, I don't know what color I would use. So, I'm releasing a collection of journals Monday. I have, well, journals and my steampunk. Here's the buttons. There's the circle buttons and the heart buttons. And larger circle ones and the squares. The squares look like little pieces of Swiss cheese to me. That's, well, my daughter, my youngest one, she's always on the prowl for dollhouse stuff. But there was something I wanted to tell you about, guys. Have you guys ever used Mod Podge Dimensional Magic? The rest of it's just the same that I've already shown. Oh, except for the bow, the little bow. It doesn't really have much relief. This was the top layer and this was the bottom layer. As you can see, there's not much in the way of embossing. It might do better with a thin piece of chipboard or bookboard. The thing is, you have to crank it through like 15 times in order to get it to go through. And mostly because I think of this paper plasticky backing. Anyway, back to the Mod Podge Dimensional Magic. A lot of people hate on Mod Podge and Mod Podge products. Oh, it's too sticky. It doesn't do well in my climate, etc., etc. There's a cure for that. Spray it with this when you're done. Any matte finish, just match your finish to your Mod Podge. See, like, this is gloss, so I would use a gloss finish clear spray paint. You can get enamel spray paint, you can get acrylic spray paint, you can get all kinds of spray paints that will match the Mod Podges you're using. And then, boy, I'm really rocking the table tonight, sorry guys. You don't have an issue with it. It's not, you know, it's not a horrible thing to use. As you can see, I use it in this, and when you heat it up, it bubbles. And when then it settles back down and it makes perfect rust. I mean, and then It's a great adhesive. I use it for all of my book covers as an adhesive, not a clear coat. It's water soluble, so you can't get it wet. So when you live in a humid climate, or if you have a basement where you keep things in that you make with the Mod Podge, it's going to bubble and warp and distort. Also, when you're making when you're using paperboard, product, packaging, this stuff isn't made to get wet, and Mod Podge is a water-based glue, so when you get it wet, it's going to warp. You can do what I do and lay your books flat and, you know, weight them down. And if you leave them like that, plan ahead when you're going to make these things and leave them like that for a little bit. Guess what? Your warping will be a minimum thing. Unless you're going to paint it and then you can't really weight it down. But if you're just going to like apply scrapbook paper over it, or newspaper, or book pages, or whatever, when you do it, you finish it up with some spray paint. I've been doing this for a while now, and Nick the Booksmith, you can go watch her video on the 6 things that she keeps on her desk. This is one of them. Why? Because you seal things in. These, I seal that in. I mean, I seal my paper that I print. If I print something that I've created and put it on a book cover, I spray that puppy. Why? Because even though I've noticed that if I use my papers and I get them wet, they don't really run too bad after they've sat for a while on my printed pages. And I use the HP 5540, the NV 5540. So it's regular ink cartridges, but it doesn't run like when you use Mod Podge. If you do it right after, yeah, it's going to run. But if you let it sit for a day or two and then Mod Podge over it, the whole thing, nothing runs. So, but I still spray it with this just to make sure, because I'm sure if somebody spilled a cup of coffee on it or a cup of water or something, it probably would run a little bit, especially considering it's got Mod Podge. But if you spray that, it has a much better chance of staying. Anyway, so don't discount all Mod Podge products. This Mod Podge right here, it's called Dimensional Magic. If you like the look of epoxy, but you don't want to mess with it, this stuff here is your go-to stuff. You don't shake it. You wash with soap and water to take it off before it dries. Once you dry, though, this stuff is permanent. I use it to glue metal pieces on. It works a lot like, what is that? I have never tried it, but I've seen people use it, and I've talked to people who've used it. It's another little clear glue, but I can't, Glossy Accents. It's a lot like Glossy Accents. Whatever you put this on, it stays on. So like, if I had an image on here, oops, I would put the nozzle down, and just go over this really as evenly as possible, and it will stay where I put it. Like, it'll go to the edge of this paper. It has some kind of, it has a specific tension to it. So if you want to dry flat, you know, of course you want to put it on something that's flat or thicker. You know, you don't want your paper to be, for some reason my paper keeps getting a hump in it. But yeah, you put it down like that. If you have any bubbles, you just get a pin, and you take that pin and pull the bubble to the edge, and you just rake it out. And it's cool, and it's permanent. It doesn't yellow. I mean, I don't think it does. It says that it didn't, or it said it didn't on the package, but it works like epoxy. And then you can, if you want to put some gems in there, you put some gems in there. I've made necklaces for my kids and myself out of polymer clay. I just take a polymer clay square and put cut. You know, you can go and download inchies everywhere online. Get you some inchies, make a inch square of whatever you're going to use as a backing. Put your paper down, throw some of this Dimensional Magic on it, put you some embellishments in there, and bam. Guess what? It's like a little piece of epoxy without dealing with the mixing and all that stuff. There is one caveat to this. You have to let it dry for 3 hours. You don't shake this at all. If you do, bubbles get built up in there. See, you can see a couple little bubbles there just from me moving it around. You have to keep it, and there's one there. You have to keep it relatively stable. You can't be running up and down the steps with it in your hand and then expect to use it and it's going to come out completely smooth. But as you can see, I see 4 little bubbles in there. There might be some more. It's hard to tell with the glare. All I see is a reflection of the lamp in there. But like, you wanted to make some faux buttons. There you go. You put that on there, and if any runs in the holes, you just take a piercing tool, your awl, just bead reamer, whatever, just punch it through. See? And it'll go right through it. Be careful if you're using an awl or a bead reamer or something like that. If you want to make a hole in it, make sure you make a hole in it beforehand. Like this, I would glue down. I just wanted to show you how it worked. I'm not going to use this for anything. I'll probably end up throwing it away, because as soon as I get done with this video, I have a buttload of work to do. Since I've been sick, I've not been doing what I should be doing. But yeah, I wanted to touch base with you guys and say thank you for all of you lovely people who've been subscribing, and for all of the good wishes for the new year and the holidays before that I received. And yeah, I really hope that 2018, it started out pretty good. I'm not going to say a cold is bad. I mean, people get them. It is what it is, so. But I'm hoping and praying and having faith that this year will be a lot better. That some other things will be taken care of. Not just, my shop and everything, but I've got to take my trash out. My husband keeps forgetting it, and I keep forgetting it on Fridays. Today's Saturday, so I'm going to have to put it in a big bag and take it out. Anyway, so yeah, I like the shapes. Wish they would have embossed a little better. Maybe a not so large lip would have worked, but hey, I got the shapes. That's what I wanted. I wanted the scissors, I wanted the key, the pocket watch, the lock, and the bird cage for a long time. And all the rest of those are just bonus. I really like this little gal. I really wish that the holes would have went through a little, or not holes, these holes would have embossed a little better. That would have been pretty cool, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. I paid $8 for the whole thing on eBay, and that was with shipping, and got it within a week of ordering. I bought it on the 1st, and it was here by the 5th. So I'm not going to complain. The shipper was awesome, or the seller was awesome, and the price was pretty comparable to the same set with other sellers. So it wasn't like I got taken on that part either. So, and I looked them up, and everybody oohed and ahed, the ratings on them. So I don't know. I just thought I'd share my little mini haul with you guys and ramble on, give you some Angie brain time. That's what I call it whenever I start rambling and I can't remember what I was really supposed to be doing in the first place. So it's called Angie brain. Alright, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to get to work. I have 2 more journals to finish. I have the innards ready to cut down and assemble, but no pockets or ephemera or anything. But I also am going to do some flips for you guys soon. So probably will post them Monday, starting Monday or Sunday night. I'll probably post them tomorrow night. That way, yeah, because I'm going to release my journals Monday, probably around mid-afternoon, my time. So, and I'm in the central U.S., for any of you who are curious as to what my time might be. So, I'm in the central U.S., and so I'll start releasing. I will put them up and get the videos done tonight and tomorrow, and have them all put up by Sunday night. It might be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning because, you know, I'm a mama. I have 3 kids, so I've got to get my mama business taken care of. My husband's home on Sundays, which is a blessing, and Saturday nights. So anyway, then we will do, I will get all of my journals listed and prepared. That way all I have to do is, on Etsy, that way all I have to do is click, you know, the little button, I can't think of what it's called, you know, to make it go active, to activate the listing. Sorry guys, my throat. Ugh. Anyway, y'all take care. Thanks for watching. Stop by again. I promise I'll have some more stuff to share with you soon. Like I said, tomorrow I'll have stuff to share with you. So y'all take care. I'll talk to you later. Bye.